for day number 6 of this daily creative challenge, which is basically me being challenged to actually design something for at least an hour every single day and also stream every single day. So we are back with I'm back because I'm one person and not multiple people, despite what I think some days. So I'm back. Day number 6. And today's challenge is maps. Design a web-based Santa tracker for kids. Allow users to hover over various locations around the world to see what time Santa will arrive. Here is the really honest thing about being a designer. Sometimes you design something that you don't want to design. You have no interest whatsoever. For me, that's Christmas stuff. I hate designing Christmas stuff. I hate it with passions of burning suns. Like, give me an analytics tool any day, a dashboard, something dry, and yeah. So if I were approaching this in a real world context as a UX designer, there are so many ethical issues you have to deal with when you are designing for children. So you have to make sure that their privacy is secure, make sure that no one can get at, like, you have to protect children. So designing something like this from a UX standpoint is hard as it is. Also, I don't like Christmas, so even getting up to do this challenge today was really tricky. I was like, even 20 minutes ago, I was like, I don't want to do this. All right, but I'm doing it. If you're in here and you want to add something in chat, you're more than welcome to. I will try to pay attention and see. So let's just move over to my starter board, which is kind of vague today. So I pulled this color palette I thought was cute and Christmassy, but not, straight green and blue, red. It kind of red's a little more orange. We have a little purple in there, and the green's a little more on the teal side, which is my preferred type of green. I also grabbed a few images from Pixabay this afternoon, just to give me something to work with. And I kind of just plopped a few things on canvas. This is getting a little tricky. It's like I'm just trying to think from like where the buttons would be. So if you're designing something for kids, we doing hover? Are we doing it on the web? Is it a tablet? I'm thinking if you were designing this for kids, a tablet would probably be the most obvious. This is where they would use it, or even their cell phone, because 6-year-old kids have cell phones these days. Who knew? All right, so I just grabbed a generic vector of the world. It looks like it looks. It's not bad. I grabbed this icon set, which I thought was their Christmas images. They look like Christmas images. But I pulled this present and I kind of just pulled one off to the side because I thought it would be handy. So I'm just going to cut that off of there. And we're just going to paste here. And I'm going to use that in a bit. And I'm going to, so this is basically actually, I'm going to go jump back over to Illustrator. If this is the first time you're checking out my stream, I like using a trinity of apps when I design. So I'll often jump between Adobe XD, Photoshop, and Illustrator, depending on what I need to design and what kind of plan I have for the day. With these challenges, I don't usually have much of a plan. It's kind of, what do I feel like? What do I want to talk about? Things along those lines. So if I were jumping in, I also have this really simple winter background. I don't care much for this part. I actually might lose the house and keep the snow. But let's just open this up in my layers panel, which I moved over here this morning. Back to where I like, and So I don't really need this, but I think I'm gonna replicate this kind of gradient effect over in XD in a second. But what I want is these layers. And we're just gonna select everything here. I think up to the point where I get to the tree. Okay, so if I copy that, that's most everything there. And I can go back to Adobe XD. And so this isn't realistic to a map. It doesn't have cities. It doesn't have stuff like that. And when I put stuff in there, it's going to be made up. Because I know geography so well and can actually name places. Okay. Actually, like that. And we're just going to give this a group. And I don't like the gray on there, so we're just going to make that straight. White, white. And we're going to pretend it's Antarctica down there. Okay, so this can actually cut away, and I want this on a separate layer. This can be up top. And then I'm going to make the map actually a color, so we're just going to make it there. And that way I can jump over to my layers and just move this fill behind. And I'm going to actually grab this fill and go with a radial gradient. Not quite what I want. Just add that to the bottom there. We'll make that color there. And then that'll be white. Actually, no, you're going to be there. I'm just going to grab that color and we're just going to darken you up a little bit. Not much. There we go. Now you could be right there. Nice little effect here. I'm not loving this map the way it looks right now, so I'm going to just jump back over here. Going to make it white. I'm going to give it a bit of a stroke. And I'm just going to give it a bit of a drop shadow. And my drop shadow is going to be in this kind of blue tone, not that dark. So we'll just give it a little, just a little pop. There we go. And it's kind of, let's just make sure we're not covering up New Zealand. I was watching like a John Oliver a little while ago about how New Zealand constantly gets left off of maps. It was hilariously funny. If you can find it on YouTube, I suggest watching it. Okay, so that's that. And yeah, I like maybe. So I just did this with a grid. We're gonna actually make this into, actually no, I like the green. We're just gonna reduce the opacity just a hair more. And I think what I was planning to do was to make just icons on to indicate a few of the locations Santa has been. And we're just going to go up here. That's a little better. And I'm going to make you this little purple color. Should stand up. And you need to actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to shrink this size way down. Oh, no. Way down. Okay. And what I'm going to do is we're going to make this into a component and add a new, this is a new state, and this is active location. And if I zoom in here, And then we're just going to add hover state, and hover can look probably like this, but just a little bigger. Come on. Seriously? What is going on with you? Why can't I zoom you anymore? Ugh. All right. Can I... Huh. You know what? Maybe I'll actually, head over to Illustrator for a second. There we go. Alrighty, let's create a new. Alright, what I'd like to do is actually make just a circle and it's down. Okay, so not a perfect circle, and we're just gonna an object. Let's just transform, and we're just gonna roughen a bit. Not that much. Let's go 0.5%. And detail, let's bring the detail. Actually, we want the detail up. We want the detail to be more. And then we're going to smooth. There we go. And I'm going to expand appearance. And now, it's just something that's not as perfect. Let's bring this in. I'm pretty sure I have snapped pixel off, which is... It's nice to work with, but sometimes it makes fine details a little awkward. And we're just going to object, path, simplify. I'm not loving that. All right, now back. Okay. There we go. Let's make that into a compound path. Perfect. And now I can paste this over to XD, find where I hid my boards, because I just threw everything into one document just to keep. Okay. Actually, not loving that ever so much, so maybe back over. Not as much, so let's go back. Okay. And then I'm going to complain on the forums that I can't just scale a component, multiple pieces. Okay, so that I can scale, all right, and that I can't. Anybody else find that annoying? I found that super annoying. Okay, I'm gonna have to jump off stream for a sec. Sorry, guys. Hello, Tara speaking. I'm good. Why didn't you come up as Tammy? Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, why the hell is somebody calling me from Toronto? I don't know anybody in Toronto. You don't call me. You text me and